Hey, my name is Calvin Waite. I trade crypto for a living, and it's time to turn on your inner nerd. Okay, so first off, I am not a licensed financial advisor. I don't have any licensing. So this channel has to be taken as watching Calvin trade, his ideas, how things work. So one other thing, this channel is not affiliated with Humble or Blocks or anything else. This is my personal project, and I think there are people that will benefit from it, so that's why I'm doing it. Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all had a good weekend. As you noticed, I don't do anything on Sundays, so Sundays are my official day to take off and not do anything. So for people that were hoping that I would tweet something or anything else, or even reply to a message, I just don't do anything on Sundays. So you'll just have to take that as it comes. But a lot of stuff did happen yesterday. Yesterday is the weekly close, so that is huge. And Bitcoin is in a very interesting place right now. So we've been watching this trend line form. It's gone straight up through here. We established our 2 points back on July 26th. And then we had this little sneak through over here. And I should have changed this, because when you have a sneak through and back up the very next day, that is a technical support. And because our technical support has changed, we actually need to adjust our line. So this actually goes to the bottom of our red candle. Red candle is the bottom because that was the day's low. That was where we ended. The green, we don't worry about the bottoms of greens or the tops of reds. We draw our lines right through to these points here. So our new spot is, I mean, you can see how we have this perfect resistance or support, and now here, and this is where we are. It kind of pains me to do these videos at, with 9 hours to go on the day, because a lot can happen in 9 hours. But and especially the United States really comes online in about 20 minutes, so a lot more market activity and directional moves will happen pretty soon. But if we were to close our day today right here, this would still remain support. What's interesting about today's action is we do have a new high. So last night we did move above the 100, and you can see how we've been working on the 100. Even though this is a bearish candle, this is a bearish candle, this is a bearish candle, and this is a bearish candle, that's a lot of people trying to dictate the outcome. But the result is we're reaching higher for the 100. This would have been kind of close enough that you would have assumed this was a rejection off of the 100. This is piercing the 100, and this is piercing the 100 even more. All the while, the 100 is coming down. So even though we've had 4 bearish candles out of the last 5 activity, there is pressure building to break through the 100 and move us to higher ranges. So how's that for a technical analysis on something that's that normally would be bearish? There's just a lot of support happening. We're starting to get outside of our 20, so that's a place of support. We still have our line intact, which is support. The 200 weekly is support, and we have our increasing 50. So there's a lot of good things. But yeah, I know today's a little bit of a red day, but I don't really see anything majorly negative. A lot of people are wondering, oh, I've had this expert say that we're going down to 10,000, or some experts say something else. Well, when we break through all of these supports, then we will reevaluate. But if at $20,000 we decide, okay, yeah, we really are going lower, that's still a lot of notice. You know what I mean? Like, we're not going to blow up our accounts by you know, reading the chart and playing the moves as they come. So it's all about patience. So Ethereum still looks fantastic. Nothing wrong here. This is still beautiful. I mean, we are still targeting the 200 because that's our next move here. But gaining a little bit of a when we move down and find another level of support, wherever that might be, it only strengthens our position. It's only when things turn and actually start breaking through support that we are nervous. So a couple red days in a row, no big deal. We're still looking for new highs as we progress. So nothing to stress out about here. I'll head back to Bitcoin just because it's Monday and we might as well take a look at the weekly chart. So this really doesn't belong in the weekly chart. Let me just change a setting really quick. Whoops. Visibility, it's not a weekly or a monthly range. Okay. This one still could be in play, but even this isn't really a weekly thing. Our weekly concern is here. So top of the green candle, and the top of the green candle is where you normally draw it, but the bottom of a red does count. So this is our line. So this is the one we're actually watching for the weekly. And it should be interesting to see how that plays out. But yeah, I see nothing wrong here. We had a very nice, really nice weekly close. We dipped our toes through the 200. We closed our body above the 200 for the first time. This one, the entire body is above the 200, and we wicked down for support. And here's confirmation that we're above the 200. Like this is progressing absolutely beautifully. And weekly moves, they don't mess around. You'll notice how a lot of these, I mean, there can be some jags here, but once we decide on a direction, we head there. So a lot of these things, there's just not a lot of noise in the tops or in the troughs or the peaks. It's usually just fairly flat, things move over, and then when direction changes, it happens. So here, there's just not a lot of noise down here in the trough, and now we're just starting an upward move. So this week could be a pretty decent week. Everything looks fine to me. As far as Ethereum, it looks great. The only weekly resistance that we should have is right here. I'll draw this in. So it technically starts with this green candle here. And this would have been support, but it's one of those where you're down through and you're up through. And so it does count as support even though you had to close below. And look at that. Amazing. We closed exactly on this line. Okay. So in case we were confused. Yeah, so this is why we had a little bit of a breather at the end of the week. So we will just wait and see how things go next. We're just waiting for the next move. Things will dictate, but this is a nice long candle. We're absolutely in amazing range. Being at 1900 versus our top at 48 or whatever, we are definitely making moves to get out of this bearish bottom of the cycle. So that all looks fine. Talk about, first of all, it's healthy to keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance. As Bitcoin dominance drops, that's why the alts are having much more success right now. If Bitcoin dominance is rising, all of the fun in the altcoin market is going to stop. So we need to keep an eye on this. So far, the trend is still intact. We've made it through some of these supports, so now we're on the other side. So we still have probably a drop down to 39%. So we've probably got another percentage point that Bitcoin could lose dominance. So there's our alt season is still intact. Others dominance is where alt season, this is everything smaller cap coins. So when we had this close out of the red zone here, I mean, all of the little coins have been going up. So this was sort of our indication of that. And if we have any kind of a slowdown here, like if we lose the 50, then we'll probably want to chill and start moving out of alts and consolidating into Bitcoin and Ethereum. But right now, you know, while the sun's out, we play. So that looks all good. I wanted to point out we have only one coin still in the green zone, and today it's having the best day. Everything else is negative, and this is 8% up, so it's still moving. We are looking for euphoria. Once this gets to euphoria stage, we will short. And I did want to tell you that I did take a short position this week. So this is one that I would normally send to you guys. But look how beautiful this short is. It's just beautiful. Oh man. You can easily see why this is a good move. Or high probability trade. We'll keep it technical. We've had a run from 40 cents to $2 or whatever, so we've got our 3 or 4x gain. It's just a massive move for this coin. We had a nice high point. We found support. We moved up again into the highest ranges possible, and then we did not find support here. When we don't find support here, that's our first indication that we're running out of steam. And when we came down and went all the way to the bottom, that's a wreck. So in other words, if we had gone down halfway and found some support in the middle, it would be looking bad, but it wouldn't be really great confirmation. But we went all the way back down to our support, and then we had a feeble attempt to come up, and it was quickly rejected. So this baby's over for a while. So I'm not sure how far it'll fall, but I think there's a lot of downward movement here. So I took a short position. So that's kind of my thought process through this. Normally I would make the trade with you on my subscription channel. Let's see. Oh yes, everyone has been dying to know about SHIB coin, Shiba. All right. So I told everybody that I had bought SHIB down in here because we had this resistance here, resistance, and just a cloud of resistance. Like we are fighting through this resistance like crazy. And this creates a boiling point. There's so much pressure building, and our bottoms down here, our supports are increasing, and our resistance is staying still. So there's a greater than 50% chance that the side that's increasing will win the war between the immovable wall and the movable one that's moving stronger and stronger towards it. So it was just a beautiful thing. We just had to wait. Didn't take long. We only waited like 7 days. And then yesterday it just absolutely exploded. And where did we reject? On the 200. This is the pattern. We get out of the red zone. We come and we fight with the 100. We can come back down and find support on the 50. I mean, this is our playground for a while. Once we're out of the 100, this red line here, the next target is the 200, and that goes with everything. That goes for Bitcoin, that goes for Ethereum, that goes for every coin that we've been watching. We are expecting this behavior to happen. When it happens all in one day, that's that's actually not great. Like, this isn't a good thing to do this all at once. Lot, you know, depending on where in the progression this happens, I would bail a little bit. But I am completely in this position. And the reason why is because we're still young. We're still in the progression. I just don't think we've hit the high point. Our resistance is here. This is where it is. I'll draw it in so you can all see. But yeah, this was our first actual support, and then we struggled with it and then broke. It will be our first actual resistance. Am I gonna bail here? No, probably not. It just depends on kind of how things go. But one thing I know about SHIB coin is that it's there's a lot of eyes on it, a lot of hype, a lot of newbie investors, which keeps it super emotional, which is perfect for us. And so we'll let it play its course. And this formation here, like, let's pretend this closed right here. This would be the most bullish thing ever. If you close greater than 50% of a large candle, that means there's still momentum in the candle. So we came up, we rejected off the 200, but we're still hovering nearby. I would expect that tomorrow would be a smaller red candle or a green one. I mean, we're going to stay in this range because there's strength here, and this is being projected to the market. So the people are like, oh, I could have sold at 1,800 and now we're down at 1,600. What was I doing? Relax, relax. We can have a little bit of patience and wait for this to play out. But things are getting hot. This is probably the first one, and there are going to be many to follow. Just depends on, you know, how quickly we get through the rest of this. But there's a lot of these. There are very few between the red zone and the 100. There's a ton in the between section. And then we've got 5 coins above the 200. This one is our first one. Yesterday we just closed above the 200. So Chili's coin is one that has done this. So it had a pretty strong attempt for the 100 and then just stayed on the path, got there, rejected slightly, and we're still moving. So I did not buy this one because I don't know what this is, to be frank. But I will recognize when euphoria hits. We're not there, but it could happen. So I'm watching for good trades. Thanks for making it to the end of my video. So just remember, keep your trade small, be patient, wait for the trade to come to you. Don't get caught up in all of the hype. You guys are gonna kill it.